Good evening, dear aspirants. Let us start our class today. Today is Friday, and on Friday we take up science and technology and some important topics related to environment. We have already finished NCERT class 6 science book, and we have started with the science book of class 7th, and here is the summary of the chapters we have already learned. Okay, so as far as the first chapter is concerned, the nutrition in plants we have studied, and the most important points related to this chapter: all organisms need food and utilize it to get energy in growth. Okay, Anjali, good evening. So now the green plants synthesize food for themselves by process of photosynthesis. They are autotrophs. So we have studied about autotrophs and heterotrophs. Already we have understood. Now plants like Cuscuta are parasites. They take food substances like carbon dioxide, water, and minerals for the synthesis of food. Then chlorophyll, water, carbon dioxide, sunlight are the essential requirements for photosynthesis. So we have studied it, already learned it. Then solar energy is absorbed by chlorophyll present in leaves. Plants, oxygen is produced during the photosynthesis. Oxygen released in photosynthesis is utilized by living organisms for their survival, like human beings and many fungi. Yes, Rahul Singh, good evening. Good evening, Rahul ji. So many fungi derive nutrition from dead and decaying matter. They are saprotrophs. Abhishek Dubey, Saurabh Misra, good evening. Seema Yadav, yes, Seema ji, good evening, good evening. So these were some of the most important points related to chapter 1, and then in chapter 2, nutrition in animal, we have already studied the most important points related to this chapter. Animal nutrition. Animal nutrition includes nutrient requirements, mode. Yes, Sushant Saurabh, good evening. So utilization in the body. Human digestive system consists of the alimentary canal and secretory glands. It consists of buccal cavity, oesophagus. Yes, Raman, good evening, good evening, very good evening. So the modes of feeding vary in different organisms. Nutrition is a complex process. It's a complex process involving ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. So these are some of the most important points related to the chapter 2. Then after we have already studied the chapter 3 of NCERT class 7, and there we have studied fiber to fabric, and we have studied about silk, then the animal fibers. So what do you understand by the term animal fibers? Yes, silk comes from silkworm. Wool is obtained from sheep, goat, yak. So then silk and wool are animal fibers. In India, mostly sheep are reared for getting wool. This is a truth. And then silkworms are caterpillars of silk moth. During their life cycle, the worm is spin cocoons of silk fibers. So Apurva, good evening. Yes, Apurva ji. So very good evening. It's very nice to see you. Chapter related to our study, okay, during our previous class, this related to the heat. So temperature, what is temperature? Temperature is nothing but it's a measurement of the degree of hotness of an object. Hotness of an object. So thermometer is device to be used for measuring temperature. Clinical thermometer is used to measure our body temperature. And what is the normal temperature of our body? Generally, they put a question in competitive, most of the competitive exams. So the normal temperature of human body is 37 degree C. 37 degree C. Now we have studied about conductors and insulators. So just for a quick revision, the materials which allow heat to pass through them easily are conductors, you all know, and the materials which do not allow heat to pass through them easily are called insulators. So this way we have studied insulators and conductors. Then we have also studied during winter, and why it is so, because wool is a poor conductor of heat, and it has air trapped in between its fibers. So this is all about the chapter heat. And then after, we have studied acid, basage and salts. So this is also very, very important. And during course of learning of this chapter, we have studied that acids are sour in taste and bases are bitter in taste. Okay, so acid sour in taste and bases bitter in taste. Yes. Now then, after acid turn blue litmus, yes, the reaction on litmus paper, blue litmus red, and bases turn red litmus blue. So this you should remember. This is just vice versa. Acid turns blue litmus red and bases turns red litmus blue. So substances which are neither acidic nor basic are called neutral. Okay. This you should memorize yourself. And acid and base neutralize each other and form a salt. So what is salt? A salt may be acidic, basic, or neutral in nature. So this is all about this very important chapter. And then after, we have learnt physical change and chemical change. So in brief, you should know something about the physical change and chemical change. This chapter is also very, very important. It's very simple, because you see in physical change, the physical properties of the substance that changes, and the change may be reversible. Okay, the change may be reversible, and no new substances are formed in physical change. So this is very, very important. As far as chemical change is concerned, this is these are the important points related to this chapter. And then after, we moved to the next important chapter, and that relates to the most important with respect to the competitive examination. So this deals with the weather, climate, and the factors just influencing weather. So let us see what is weather in brief. So the day-to-day condition of the atmosphere at a place with respect to the temperature, humidity, rainfall, you may say rainfall, wind speed, these all, okay, in totality, we call it weather at that place, okay, during that day or period of time. So this is day-to-day condition of atmosphere at a place with respect to temperature, humidity, rainfall, wind speed, etc. So these are the factors. The weather is generally not the same on any 2 days and week after week. So this phenomena is very, very interesting. Now the maximum temperature of the day occurs generally in the afternoon, while minimum temperature occurs in the early morning. The time of sunrise and sunset also change during the year. This phenomena is also very, very important. Animals are adapted to the conditions in which they live, and the tropical and polar regions. We have also discussed something about the tropical and the polar regions, which are the two regions of the earth, and which have severe climatic conditions. Now, the most important information that relates to migration in another means to escape the harsh and cold conditions. So these are the most important facts. Okay, so soil is important for life on earth. Soil profile is sectioned through different layers of the soil. Soil is different type of soil: clayey soil, loamy soil, and sandy soil. And which soil is favorable? Rahul Roy, hi. Yes, Rahul. Great to find here. So now the percolation rate of water is different in different types of soil, and I was talking that which soil is favorable for which crop. So you should prepare a list of the crops and the types of soils so that you should not be confused. Here for your knowledge, wheat, okay, gram and paddy, so they need clay and loamy soil. And as far as the most important cotton is concerned, cotton growing needs a sandy loamy soil. So these are the quick revision of the chapter which we have already studied, learnt, and then after we have also studied the respiration in organisms. Okay, respiration in organisms. This chapter is also very, very important. And here in this chapter, we have learnt something about the respiratory system. That is very, very important. And during course of our study, we should pay attention to the respiration, which is very, very essential for survival on this planet. And almost all living organisms, they respire. It releases energy from the food. Okay, releases energy from the food. The oxygen we inhale is used to break down glucose into carbon dioxide and water. Energy is released in this process. So these informations, these facts are very, very important, and you should take care of it. Now, for your information, the other most important points related to this chapter are the breakdown of glucose occurs in the cells of an organism, and a cell is just like brick. Okay, as brick is to a building, similar is the situation with the cells. Okay, human body is made of cells. Now, during the heavy exercise, when we supply oxygen to our muscle cell is insufficient, food breakdown is by anaerobic respiration. Then after, breathing is a part of the process of respiration, during which an organism takes in the oxygen rich air and gives out air rich in carbon dioxide. So these are some of the most important informations which you should take care of. Now we have to study the rest important chapters, and we will deal with reproduction system in plants. Then after, the other most important chapters related to light, then electricity, and then other important chapters. So here, yes, wastewater story, then forests, our lifeline, water, light, electric current, and motion and time. So these chapters are also very, very important. So altogether we have 18 chapters, and I have just completed discussion of respiration, that is chapter number 10. So 8 chapters are left in this book, and now let us see some of the most important MCQs. You will have to face the MCQs in GS paper 1. So GS paper 1, you should know once again for only revision sake. GS paper 1 is general studies paper 1, and then GS paper 2 is CSAT. GS paper 2 is CSAT, that has only 80 questions, 80, but here 80, but here in this paper, that is GS1, you will have 100 questions. But as far as BPSC examination is concerned, the advertisement is already published yesterday or a day before yesterday, and the forms are going to be filled up for BPSC examination. That is 66th BPSC competitive exam. So the forms are going to be filled from 28th of September of this month. So these are the informations related to your competitive exams. And now here, let us discuss some of the most important MCQs related to the chapters which we have learned, we have studied, and I believe you have studied too. So let us start with, now the first MCQ is pair matching. Pair matching. So formic acid, okay, then ants sting, calcium hydroxide, lime water, tartaric acid, soap, and sodium hydroxide, tamarind, and grapefruit. So these are the pair matching, and I have done it for you. I have done it for you. Now there are some other questions. Let us see. CTFS. This is the abbreviation of consider the following statement. Consider the following statement. And in UPSC examination, you find this is the style of asking you. Okay, the following statement. Now, the first statement: the solution which do not change the color of either red or blue litmus are known as neutral solutions. So you have to examine and find out whether this statement is correct or not. Then the second statement: naturally occurring indicators. The third statement: when acid content is high in rainwater, then it is called acid rain. Okay, and the fourth statement: which of the fourth is a no statement, and it asks you to answer. Okay, so A 1 2 only, 2 B 2 3 only, C 3 only, and D 1 2 3 only. So what is your answer? Are you able to answer this MCQ? Let me know. Okay, so in chat box you should answer. In chat box you should answer. So if you are not able to answer this question, this MCQ, Apurva D, yes, wonderful Apurva, great, congratulations. This is the correct answer. This is the correct answer. 1 2 3, yes, Raman. 1 2 3, D is the correct answer, because all the three statements are correct. All the three. Yes, Anjali. Yes, Raman. Very good. Wonderful. So all the three statements are correct, and you all have answered this MCQ correctly. Now let us move to the next question. Which of the following assertions are correct with reference to soil treatment due to excessive use of chemical fertilizers? So what happened during course of Green Revolution? Okay, during course of Green Revolution, and this Green Revolution was related to the 5-year plan. Okay, after getting independence, okay, our country started to have 5-year plan for the growth, for the development of the nature, economic growth of the nature. So the first 5-year plan that started in the year 1951, culminated in the year 1956, more emphasis was given on agriculture. So similarly, in second 5-year plan, the emphasis was over industrialization. So these were the facts. So now, what happened during course of the Green Revolution? More and more fertilizers were used. So if you are using fertilizers, you need more and more irrigation fertilizers. Now we are opting the organic farming. And which state? One, okay, everything is happening in Sikkim. They have already started with, and in other states too, the organic farming is very much becoming popular, and more farmers are adopting that very natural and most fundamental, I should say, the orthodox way of agriculture. So here in this MCQ, what are the assertions? The assertions relate to chemical fertilizers. So the statement 1, excessive use of chemical fertilizer makes the soil acidic. So you have to examine whether this statement is correct or not. Now let us move to the statement 2. If the soil is acidic, organic matter is added to it. Matter is added to it. Now you have to find out the correct code, and what is that? A 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and 2, and D neither 1 nor 2. So let us have your answer first, and then after I will just give my answer. So my answer is A. That is statement 1, excessive use of chemical fertilizers makes the soil acidic. But the second statement is not correct. Why do I say like this? Because if the soil is acidic, organic matter is added to it, this statement is not correct. Yes, Apurva, A is the correct answer, and today you are in great form. Okay, so very good. And everybody, all aspirants should know that Apurva has joined us from New Delhi. Okay, she is working there in Dell company, and she has decided to become a civil servant. So it's our great opportunity to have Apurva, and I wish her from the core of my heart, not only Apurva, but almost all aspirants who are with me, okay, just to go and join Labasna. So this is my mission, and this would be your mission. Okay, so let us see what is there in the next MCQ regarding the examples of neutralization in everyday life, because almost all questions are related to the chapters which we have learned, which we have completed. So you will just enjoy it, because during course of your upgraded preparation, that is after completion of your graduation, you will find it easy, because then after, yes, thank you Apurva, but because then after you will be well conversant, well, you should know uh, uh, nothing new. Okay, so UPSC style of asking questions, okay, you will be familiar with. What I mean to say, familiar with. So the waste of many factories contain acids, therefore they are neutralized by adding basic substances before they are allowed to flow into the water bodies. Now the second statement, magnesium hydroxide neutralizes the effect of excessive acid in stomach. Whether this statement is correct or not, then the third and last concluding statement is the effect of the acidic injected into skin through an ant bite can be neutralized by rubbing moist baking soda, sodium hydrogen carbonate, or calamine solution. So you have to find the correct code: A 1 and 2 only, B 2 only, C 3 only, and D 1 2 3 only. So this way you have to put your answer. Yes, please write it in a chat box. So according to me, yes, Anjali, wonderful. 1 2 3, all the statements are correct. 1 2 3, all the statements are correct. So this way we have seen some of the most important questions related to the chapter, that is chapter number 5, acid, bases, and salts. Now something about physical change and chemical change. So let us have a brief roundup of the MCQs, and what are the questions there. Yes, we have at least 10 questions related to this chapter, and here uh, which of the following examples is are related to physical change. You have to find out physical change. Just we have studied it, revised it. So tearing of paper, then change in color, combining of hydrogen and oxygen to form water, and the fourth, burning of paper. So once again, I am going to reread it. One, tearing of paper. Two, change in color. Three, combining of hydrogen and oxygen to form water. And fourth, burning of paper. Use the code given below to select the correct answer. A 1 only, B 1 2 only, C 2 3 only. This question is very, very important. Okay, so it's quite easy to understand the difference between physical change and chemical change. The difference between physical change and chemical change. So tearing of paper, A is the correct answer. Wonderful, wonderful, Apurva. Once again, congratulations. So you are in great form today, Apurva ji. You are in great form today. So this is the correct answer. This is the correct answer. Tearing of paper. So it has underwent changes in size, properties such as shape, size, color, state of a substance are called physical properties. Okay, so what are the physical properties? Yes, Anjali, correct, wonderful. So it has underwent changes. Yes, then shape, size, color, state of a substance. Just we have learned it. Now, in terms of physical and chemical changes, which of the following assertions is are correct? So you have to find out of the two statements. Just I am going to read it. The statement number 1: all physical changes are irreversible. Whether this statement is correct. While second statement, the following may accompany a chemical change. Sound may be produced. Okay, So in chemical change, sound may be produced. And the second, heat, light, and any other radiation, ultraviolet or for example, may be given or absorbed. So assertion one, that is statement one, relates to physical change, and the second relates to chemical change. Now you have to find out the code of correct answer. A, 1 only, B, 2 only, C, both 1 and 2, and D, neither 1 2. So let me know your answer, and if you are not able to answer, then I will put my answer. Okay, yes, I will tell my answer. So what is your answer? Okay, you are a little bit. Okay, so here in this MCQ, B is the correct answer. That is, the second statement is correct. Okay, we have already studied that in the all physical changes are irreversible, while chemical changes are reversible. This is the just opposite. Okay, now the second statement, sound may be produced in chemical change. Yes, heat, light, and any other radiation, ultraviolet, may be given or absorbed. So the second statement is correct. So our answer should be B only. So this way, this way, let me read out